to investor flight. Moreover, the fumigation company is also a timber contractor, presenting a serious conflict of interest. We have questions about how the fumigation revenue is managed. What percentage goes to the government and what to the private individuals? Who receive the industry players' share and where is it counted? Where is it accounted for? We have never received any transparent accounting for these funds. Who are the members of the fumigation committee and are they still in office? Number 3, unfair timber stampage pricing. Historically, timber stampage was sold per cubic meter, regardless of the tree age. Under the previous administration, plantation stampage prices were increased from 200 Ghana cedis per cubic meter to 400 and 600 for trees under 14 to 25 years, and 1,000 cedis for trees above 25 years. 22% tax is further added to these prices. This pricing structure applies across all species and is not competitive internationally. Recently, after the change in government, stampage prices for natural timber, mostly sold locally, were increased again. This discourages licensed operators and benefits illegal chainsaw operators. Number 4, unrealistic export pricing requirements. The Forestry Commission set export prices of $300 for logs and $400 for lumber, FOB. That is for teak. However, global prices for teak are between $200 and $250 FCNF. So the government price is without the freight. That's the FOB, without freight. So government say we should sell not less than 300 for logs and 400 for lumber. That's without the freight. But the world market prices now is $200 and $250 CNF, including the freight. Despite this, we are required to pay levies based on the higher minimum prices. So we, the exporters, we pay export levies. The taxes are charged per the government prices, 300 and 400. Meanwhile, we go and sell it 200 and 250. Additionally, the Commission used to accept 23 cubic meters at the standard volume for 20-footer container of teak lumber. This because in the world market, lumber is about 22 to 25 cubic meters, depending on the staffing and the way you process it. It's between 22 to 25 cubic meters. So before 2017, government was taking every container, the average of it, which is 23 cubic meters. This was raised to 32 cubic meters after 2017. And Again, 40.1 cubic meters in 2025. It means that if you pay for 100 cubic meters of tree from the government, with the 40 cubic meters, you are allowed to load only 2.5 containers. Then your money is finished. Government says that the volume in that container is 40 cubic meters. Meanwhile, when you go to the well market, you are going to sell it there for 23 cubic meters. But previously, when it was 23 cubic meters accepted, it means from 100 cubic meters of material, you can load 4 containers. But today, you can only load 2.5 containers. And then your money is finished. Improper allocation of timber rights and permits. According to LI 1721, amended in 2003, timber rights and permits must be issued through tender or bidding. Only the sector minister may approve allocation outside this process in special circumstances. Between 2017 and 2024, there were no non-tenders. Permits were allocated arbitrarily, with some individuals obtaining permits in multiple regions. The CEO at the time cancelled those illegal allocations and refunded payments. However, those allocations have since resumed under the current administration without process, leaving virtually no forest areas, natural or plantation for others. This is unfair to those of us who supported and voted for your return to power. Now, before 2017, when the new government came to power, because of this law, they withdrew all allocations that were issued because they are illegal. Even those who have paid, they refunded their monies to them. That was in 2017. But before MPP left power, they have also allocated all the timber areas to others through the same process that they came and cancelled. So today, plantation timber and natural forest in Ghana, there is no other place that you can get to apply for you to go and work. They make sure that they give all out before they leave power. So as we are speaking right now, work is being done on them. Counting and processes are being done on those areas, from the districts to the region to Accra, for all the areas that were allocated by MPP before they left. Work is being done on them for allocation. Number 6, corpus management. We propose managing degraded plantations as industry players. Mr. President, we urge you to investigate how many of these lands were properly allocated and how many were not. We propose to the Commission that we are cutting the trees in the government plantations. So give the area to us. Let us manage the place and redevelop the place so that when the trees grow, then we can sell. You can sell to us. When this was accepted, the procedure for allocating this corpus management, we want the government to investigate. I can say that only about 10 or 15% that went through the process. The remaining 80% went to party faithfuls and others, which we want the government to investigate. Number 7, rosewood trade. After helping secure an international market for rosewood by sending samples with a foreign buyer, I was denied permit after exporting the initial 200 cubic meters. Both NDC and NPP governments have ignored proper procedures, allowing political interference in the issuance of permits. Despite an initial ban, rosewood continues to be harvested daily, often by untrained community members for farming or charcoal. Forest Commission didn't know anything about rosewood. We took samples and we got the market and it picked up. It was a hell of time because they say it's a lesser known species. So at that time we paid about 2 cedis 50 pesos, 2 cedis 30 pesos. But when it picked up, it became a political game between NDC and NPP. We, the real industry players who are working with Forestry Commission and are trained to know how to harvest sustainably by the way the foresters have been trained, sustainable forest management principles, are not given the permits to go and operate. The villagers go cut the trees anyhow, and then the ministry and the commission issue permit for their favorites to go and salvage. Meanwhile, our law says that for any tree to be cut, to be felled, even if it's a mango tree planted in your house, and you want to fell it to do a project or to build there, you are supposed to go to Forestry Commission for felling permit. There have not been any felling permit issued for rosewood, yet they give permit for salvaging what have been felled. And because the people felling it do not know anything about sustainable forest management, they fell everything, whether it is at banks of a river, whether it is crooked, whether there is a hole in it, they will cut it. And when the people go to salvage, out of 100, they will get about 20 pieces. The remaining 80 pieces becomes firewood, whereby those 80 can be standing and will be protecting the environment. This is how come we have problems with rosewood. We are ready to support, as we are speaking now, felling of rosewood is going on, irrespective of the ban. Because the farmer wants to make his farm. It has blocked the space, he will cut it and get way to do his farm. The livelihood of some of them is charcoal, so they will fell it and burn charcoal with it. So the felling is still going. The ban is not able to stop the felling. So what we are saying is that we are ready to support in reviving properly regulating rosewood trade. This species is now the most expensive timber in the world market and could earn Ghana sustainable revenue if sustainably managed. Number 8, HIPIC plantations, HIPIC allocations. How were they allocated? And which companies are benefiting? We seek transparency in this process. Number 9, timber task forces. Timber task forces across the country are operating. We respectfully ask, who do they report to? Where does their collected revenues go? Who appointed them? are they still